Oh, testing, mic check. 好，有聲啦。All right, so boys, finally, welcome back to our chapter 13 and 14 video, in which we are going to have quite a long series of video talking about efficiency and equity. Okay, I know some of you have been waiting for this video for long, so let's not waste time. You see from the content page, this is a very long chapter, so definitely we are going to break down the video into several parts, maybe 6 to 7 parts. All right, so in this single video we are going to focus on consumer surplus and producer surplus. Then maybe next time we will talk about efficiency and the function of price. All right, 好啦，冇嘥時間啦。Now let's get started. Now just some reminders, okay? Some reminder. 好啦，記住啦。Before we can talk about efficiency, a consumer surplus and producer surplus, you need to remember there are two different roles. All right, now first role, the demand curve. Okay, the demand curve is actually just the MB curve, supply curve as the so-called MC curve. Now therefore 嗱，詳細我唔解啦，好唔好啊？ I'm not going to explain. Okay, therefore this curve, remember, from now on we labeled it as demand equals to MB. All right, now if you look at from a table perspective, okay, it should look something like that. Remember, we have QD, right? 以前啦 we have price. Remember, price would also be MB, so it should go something like this. Let's say 1 2 3 4. Okay, law of demand. Higher the price, lower the quantity demanded. So 1 2 3 4, something like that. 你要記得啦，原來講緊 MB 喎。This would be a marginal benefit. Okay, versus in another case. All right, here, down here. In another case, this guy, our supply curve would be our MC curve. So in a table form, it should look something like this. Of course, we have QS on one hand, right? On another hand, we have a price which for our purpose would become a marginal cost. So it should look something like this. 1 2 3 4, and we have 1 2 3 4, something like that. OK， 好嘛？嗱，你要呢個要記一記啦。如果唔係，我哋繼續唔到嘅。So let's go right into the definitions of CS and PS, consumer surplus and producer surplus. All right. Now, first, definition-wise, when we talk about consumer surplus, it refers to the difference between our benefit and the things that we need to pay. In another word, you see, it's an excess value after deducting the price. For those of you who love to use mathematics, let's put it this way. It would be a summation of price minus our marginal benefit all the way up to our equilibrium, or later on, not equilibrium, but the quantity transacted. Okay, 嗱，陣間你就明咩嚟㗎啦。For those of you who prefer mathematics, so the same here for our producer surplus, it would be the excess value after deducting the cost. But be careful here. When we talk about producer surplus, we are not talking about profit. They are not the same. Because 嗱呢個 definition 嚟嘅啫。嗱 if you don't understand what I'm going to talk about, it's okay. I think it's very unlikely to be in DSE. All right, so it should go something like that. It will be the summation of our price minus MC. So what would be the difference between a profit and our PS? It would be like this. When we talk about marginal cost, this is purely variable cost. You know, they say variable, yeah. Versus when we talk about profit, we will be counting both variable and fixed cost. Okay, 好嘛? So this is just a definition thing. Again, if you don't quite understand, it's okay. I do not think DSC would have this kind of question. All right. Although it didn't say it's out of syllabus. Okay, it is still within the syllabus, but I do not think DSC would have such kind of question. Basically, too technical and useless. All right. 好啦，咁啊，不如望下實際數字啦，好嘛？Let's do some actual numbers. All right. Now, first of all, please help me change the table. All right. 我發覺計唔到噶。Change it to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here, the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 如果咪計唔到噶。Okay. Now, so step number 1. Remember, before we can do anything, we need to find the equilibrium, or I should say, the price. Okay, the transacted price and a transacted quantity. All right. In our case, would be this guy. All right. Our price would be $3 and our quantity transacted would be 3 units. 嗱，你記住考試唔好漏咗寫 units 呢個字啊，好嘛？ Now remember, we need to calculate consumer surplus and producer surplus. So how do we do that? Okay, now let's try to chop up the table. Here, do you remember when we look at QD? Now let me use red color here to represent the demand curve. All right, QD. When we talk about QD, remember price. This column can also be viewed as our marginal benefit. All right. Right now we are transacting 3 units. So on one hand, let's do the consumer surplus side. Consumer 啦，點計啦？ Let's find out the now because we say right, it's the summation of price minus MB all the way up to the quantity transacted, right? So first unit, you know, price would be $3，係咪？我哋要減，咦 ，sorry， 倒轉咗啊！呢個睇錯咗添 ，sorry， it should be here, MB here, sorry 啊。It should be MB minus price. 倒轉咗添 ，sorry 啊。It should be marginal benefit minus price. All right， 好啦，望望啦。Here, the price we know would be $3, right? So from the table, what is the so-called marginal benefit of the first unit? First, right? 嗱 QD 啊嘛。First unit, you see the marginal benefit is $5. Therefore, $5 minus $3. We get $2 here. Second unit, again, from our table, you see, second unit gives us $4 of marginal benefit. One, and of course, the third unit here, right? Third unit, 3 minus 3 gives us a 0. Now, therefore, we will know that our total consumer surplus 係嘛？我哋由第一件計到去 quantity transacted from the first unit to the quantity transacted, you will see that it should be $3 in total. All right. Now, using the same logic, okay, the same logic, we can apply in here. 好啦 Now, let's use a green one to indicate our supply side. Oh, now QS supply, right? Remember, supply curve can also be viewed as our MC curve. Therefore, this is also our MC. Okay? 好啦，咁啊點計咧？嗱 remember, according to this formula, right? Let's see. First unit, price $3. What is the marginal cost? Let's see. Marginal cost in our table, right? First unit, MC will be 1. Now, therefore, minus 1, $2. Same token, you see the second unit right here, QS second. The MC will be $2. So $3 minus $2. One. Third unit, 3 minus 3, 0. Now, therefore, you will see that our producer surplus would be $3 in total. All right. Now, this is the mathematical calculation. Now, let me be honest with you. I think for DSE, it is very unlikely to appear in DSC for mathematical calculation because again, it is not exactly very useful. It's not a useful concept to begin with. All right, 計數冇乜意思嘅呢啲，好嘛？So I think the important point to note is actually what we are going to do very soon, right? We need to know how to represent that in a diagram. All right, now I'm sorry, I think I missed out that page. So let's look at the diagram and then we can call an end for this very short video. All right, now remember, it goes like this. We always start with our situation, with our demand and supply, of course, right? 好啦，記住啦， from now on, when you try to label the demand curve, label it demand equals MB. 唔好叫 demand， 叫 demand 就係 MB. Supply equals MC. Okay, 好嘛? So you will see from our demand supply analysis, we should have this. We have our equilibrium price and equilibrium quantity. Of course, in this case, later on, you will see this is also the efficient price and efficient quantity. All right, 好啦，咁點樣去揾 CSPS 啊？ Now, here, let us slow down. Remember, again, let's recall. MB is the difference between, CS. Difference between price and MB, right? So let's see. From here, do you see this is the MB curve, right? This is the MB curve. While this is our price, the difference between them, all right? 咩叫個距離啊? Right? What is the difference? It would be the distance between the two curves. So it gets all the way until the quantity transacted. Now, therefore, this guy, okay, this triangle would be our consumer surplus. All right, now same logic applies. Remember, for our producer surplus, it would be our price minus our MC summation, right? Of course, we have the summation. Now let's see. Price is right here. MC is right here. The distance, therefore, this whole triangle will be our producer surplus. Okay, now make sure you know the logic behind consumer surplus and producer surplus. Okay, the graphical logic. All right, because this is going to be very important when we talk about efficiency in our next video. All right, 好嘛，係咪下條啊？下條片啊？ Yes, we are going to talk about efficiency and what is the condition for efficiency. All right, so until then, I will see you again in our next video. All right, see you soon.